Okay. Welcome to the District 3 podcast. We are here to discuss the Good Neighbor Awards with some of our amazing residents. We have Miss Gordon and Mrs. Hall, and we will shortly be joined by Mr. Graham, who is Mr. Good Neighbor Award himself. He has been such a champion for this program, and we are excited to hear from him. But now we have some excellent neighbors, and I'll kick it over to the councilwoman for more.
Yes. Before I get started, I want to introduce our newest team member, and she is amazing. Her name is Jocelyn. I want her to introduce you. If you've keeping up with our newsletters, we did a profile on her, but I want to give her an opportunity just to share a little bit about herself and go from there. Welcome, Jocelyn.
Welcome. I'm Jocelyn. I have a beautiful daughter. She is 1.5. I just graduated from U of L with my bachelor's in communication. And I am starting a new position this year at Butler teaching freshman algebra.
In the district.
Ooh, she'll be working at Butler High School in our district. Oh, nice. Anything else?
I'm excited, and I love this job.
All right. That's a great plug. All right. Well, cheers to Jocelyn, and cheers to not chasing her off. And we love you. All right. So today we wanted to dedicate this show. Every month we have a district advisory board meeting, and we have what we've been focused on in District 3 is lifting up all the neighborhoods. Because of redistricting, some people we gained, some people we lost, but they still are a part of their same neighborhoods. And so we made our focus, our new logo, our new design is all about the neighborhoods we're rooted in. And each one of those neighborhoods, me and Ben go back to forth. It's been between 12 and 14 different neighborhoods, depending on the name.
Yeah, because some of it's like St. Denis or Northwest Rockford, but like, do people there really consider that their neighborhood? So the big ones that I think of is Hallmark, Taylorberry, Jacobs, and / Nichols Meadow. And then South Louisville, which is now my neighborhood, and then, of course, Shively. And like those are like the big primary ones that I think of when I think of District 3.
And we have little slivers of Taylorberry. And so what we've been trying to do is be inclusive. Cloverleaf, all of these neighborhoods that are connected, because depending on the next district map, you could be in 15, or the census, you can be in 15, back in 3, from 3 to 12. It just doesn't. So we try to focus on the neighborhood and the people in the neighborhood because you all have stayed. And especially the special neighborhoods that grew out of displacement of when they decided they were going to expand and build the airport. A lot of people got displaced and put in the neighborhood that they're in. They had to give up their homes and everything. So what we've been trying to do at District 3 is lift up what it means to them, what home means, what their neighborhood means to them. And we've done surveys. We've done all kinds of activities. And the things that come up most are beautification. You know, seniors want to age in place. We say our seasoned people want to, do everything they need to do from their own home. We know that our young people are transient. They want to be able to travel and have jobs that are able to pay. We know that our renters want to have a clean place to stay. They want a landlord that responds to their issues, and they want to be seen as a part of the community. And most of all, we know our homeowners, which are the bread and butter of our neighborhoods, want to make sure that they have their homes for themselves, for their legacy, and they really care about trash in their yards, when recycle is picked up. And so those beautiful, we don't take that for granted. When we came into this office at District 3, District 3 team, we said that we want to get to the things that matter to people most. And those are the small things, right? Now, of course, I'm going to be a champion and fight on the big level, both nationally, statewide, and local. But where it hits home most is right in our neighborhoods. What are we seeing every day? What's happening with the flooding? Recently, we had our own sinkhole situation in our district, and everybody was blowing me up. I rode by to see it myself, and I was like, whoa, we're not ready for any major weather event or climate change event or sinkhole.
Hold on, not too much. This is about Good Neighbor Awards.
Let's not get too real. I'll be a good leader. Okay. So what we want to do is make sure with the Good Neighbor Awards, people know that they're there, how to nominate someone, what it means to be a good neighbor. So that's how we're going to start this off. You are going to ask what it means to be a good neighbor for you, or if you've seen that good neighbor in your community that you want to lift up. And Ben is a new homeowner in District 3, right over there by our amazing Gigi Moore Park.
Yes.
We're excited, Ben.
Yes, thank you. I am very excited. It's been, an experience. I was like, I got to cut the grass. I got to paint. I got to get the blinds. I was like, I can't just call somebody to do this for me. I said, if it's a problem, that's my problem. But
That's right.
It's a blessing. So I'm a resident of South Louisville.
The real South Louisville. Real South Louisville, stand up. We need to really define what South Louisville is. In the budget process, it came up, and people are like, what's South?
My neighborhood is South Louisville, but a lot of people would also consider like Beachmont, Kenwood, off by New Cut and Iroquois Park is South Louisville. If you look at a map geographically, Okolona and Fern Creek, they're to the south, but is that South Louisville? Lots to discuss.
Yeah, that's a big question. So, Ben, since you are the newbie, the newest homeowner at the table, what does a good neighbor mean to you?
A good neighbor to me is, someone that's friendly, that will wave, hey, how's it going? And I think somebody who would be willing to speak up if something, like if you see something happening at my house when I'm not there, be like, hey, I saw somebody that was like, touching your door, or like somebody that was trying to, like, I just want to let you know. I think that for me makes a good neighbor. And just obviously taking care of your own property. If I'm cutting my grass, it ain't no reason I should have mice and bugs and all kinds of stuff because you ain't cutting your grass, right? So that not playing music all hours of the night is another. No, that's about me. That's about me. I have a neighbor that does that now. I have a neighbor that does that. Comes out at night, 10 p.m., all kinds of music. So now I can recognize better. I understand.
All neighbors matter, but keep your music down, right?
Right. So I think those are a few things. In the 4th of July, neighbors that don't do fireworks are great neighbors. Not to offend anybody that does fireworks.
You see, he stopped me from going down the rabbit hole.
Sorry. You asked the question.
Introduce your name.
That's wonderful, Ben, and it's so good to hear from you, and I'm so glad that you are a new homeowner.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And enjoy.
Tell the people your name because this will be played on the radio, and they can't see you.
I'm Deborah Gordon, and I represent Hallmark Neighborhood Association. This is of District. I can't talk now. District 3 as well. And you're asking about a good neighbor. I've lived in this neighborhood for quite a few years. And my good neighbors are, for instance, I had knee surgery. And my neighbor saw me coming out one day with the garbage can. These garbage cans is big enough for me to get in. And I'm pushing the can out there, and I've got a cane in one hand, and I'm trying to push the can. And he said, stop it. What are you doing? Stop. Don't do that. Don't do that. You don't ever have to do this again. And that has been over a year ago. And every time this is for us to put the garbage out, he told me, put it outside the gate, which is right outside. You know, it's not out in the front yard, but it's right outside the gate. And he will pick it up, and he takes it out. And then the next morning, he brings it back. Other neighbors, people have asked me because I was in real estate for a little over 23 years. And I've retired now, but people have asked me, why didn't you move? Why didn't you get a bigger house? Why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? The main reason is because I know my neighbors know me. There's some new ones that have moved in, and I'm on the verge of knowing them. It's just that our timing is a little off. They're going in when I'm coming out. We seem to miss each other. But one of these days we'll catch up. But I know that if something was to happen, if I was to fall out there in the yard or something in my neighborhood, my neighbors would call an ambulance. They would come and see about me. They'd check on me. If I move in a new neighborhood and people don't know me, I'll probably fall out in the yard and they'll say, I thought she was a drunk. I knew it. Something's wrong. She's on drugs or something. And leave me out there for the mice and the cats and the dogs and whatever.
No, I hope not.
But, whatever is out there. what I'm saying is, these people are more responsive. They're more receptive. They would like to keep up their yards. They like to keep their cars clean. They come out. Some of them will come out with a broom and sweep out on the street to get up the trash and things that has blown. I can't say they threw it out of their car, but it blew out of their little hands. And it came out into the street, little cups and bags and bottles and what have you. And they'll pick that stuff up, and they'll even pick it up in front of my house. Now, I think a good neighbor is a person who takes care of their yard. You don't have to have flowers everywhere, but you just have to show that you respect your yard, you respect your neighbors. You say hello, thank you, goodbye, whatever, wave or something, and respect each other.
That's right.
That's right.
Respect is a great pillar for a good neighbor.
Yes, I think so, too.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You want to introduce yourself, beautiful? I know. I was like, what am I going to say by the time it get to me? But you got this.
Hi, I'm Chantry Hall, and I live in the Jacobs neighborhood. And I've been there. I'm a 30-year resident, so I've seen all the changes, all the new, all the old, all that the futuristic to come. So we have a lot of new families that live in the neighborhood with children. So we're looking to renew the neighborhood, invigorate, and bring the life back to the neighborhood.
I like that.
So a good neighbor for me, just to piggyback off of what has already been said so far, I agree with all those things. But most important, I want to be the good neighbor. I'm looking for everyone else to be the good neighbor,
Yes.
but I want to make sure that the good neighbor is me.
That's right. I love that. Short and
Thank
sweet.
you.
It starts with you.
Yes, it starts with you. So we got respect, making sure you look out for one another, and you have to want to be a good neighbor. Very well said. All right, you. Because it all matters. About half of our district are homeowners, and about half of our district are renters. And this is really good representation for all of that.
I was actually going to speak on renters, like apartment.
I love that.
And it's because I live in an apartment. And a good neighbor to me is because I live on the second floor, so I'm between first and third. Somebody who's respectable of hours of sleeping time, not jumping on your head, not playing loud music at 12 a.m. in the morning. Somebody that respects that you have a child, respect animals around the property. I agree with everything that everyone else said. So that's what makes a good neighbor to me.
All right. I love that. Sitting on council, we didn't buy our first home until 2018. So I'm a fairly newer homeowner than a lot of the people on council and a lot of people I work with in every area of my life. I've been a renter my whole life, but I've always wanted to be a good neighbor. So even when I was in the housing projects, I was a good neighbor. And I had all kinds of neighbors in the housing projects. And I remember when I was moving out of one of the housing projects, because I would do things where Lord knows I was spending my college school money on everything and everybody, but I would take all the kids right before school and load them up in my car and take them to the mall and let them pick out their shoes and things like that. And I'm still going to pay for those loans for the rest of my life, but it was what I did. And so when I was about to move, my neighbors, which were a poor white couple, they said to me, this neighborhood won't be the same without you. Like, you care, and I don't know if we want to stay here if you're moving. And so I thought that I'll never forget them, and I'll never forget how special that made me feel, because I've been moving around a lot of my life, chronically unhoused, in shelters and all of that. But when I got a place, I took pride in that, whether it was in the projects, whether it was, I lived at Hemlock and Southern before we moved on in Shively. And even there, we had a little library put in, and they were like, they're just going to put drugs in it and be using it as a trading post, but they didn't do that. People respected it. I think they had to replace the plexiglass one time because somebody had hit it. But I got it put on the National Registry. People put books in there, trade, and I would wake up in the morning and go look out one of my kids' windows and see fathers in there with their kids with them, trading books, adding books back, taking books out. I put romance novels. We put all kinds of do it yourself, and that became like a trading post. And then somebody came and started putting extra supplies like hygiene equipment, but it was never for drugs. And that's the first thing people assumed. And then around on Hemlock and Southern, there was a lot of there wasn't any place for people to dispose of their needles. And so in our yard, we had these 4 brick pillars. I think before my house was built, the house we rented was built, there was a bigger house there that had the brick. It was really fancy. But anyway, I was in a Section 8 house that was like, it was more modern, but it didn't really have a lot going on with it. But these brick pillars were amazing. But I would have my nephew help me clean them out. We would clean out all these needles, put them away safely. And we kept doing that. And at first, people kept putting needles in them, but the more we kept cleaning them, they didn't. Then I went and bought some flowers, those hanging flowers you see at like Lowe's and all of that. I said, let me beautify it. Let me show that I care about this and see. And it was great. Now, a couple times they stole my flowers, but we never saw needles again, right? And so that meant to me that if we show that we care about a neighborhood, it will carry on and it will carry on. And so I want to be a neighbor that my neighbors remember. I want to be a neighbor that listens. And as an elected official representing District 3 in all the neighborhoods, I feel like I got to be everybody's neighbor. So when somebody calls to complain and they say their kids are up last night and they were playing in my yard, I got to look at both neighbors' side. I got to hear the person that was complaining, and I also got to go and talk to that family and say, hey, can we figure out something? Because they're still neighbors too. And sometimes as this office, we have to be the go-between between neighbors, right? And we want to do work that brings neighbors together and make them feel accepted and there. And like on either side of me, we have Hispanic neighbors that are Latinx, and then on the other side, we have a black couple that's been there for a very long time, Val and Sylvia Johnson. They even signed my paperwork to run for office. But amazing neighbors, and we look out for each other. If they're going out of town, they say, hey, we're going to be out of town, watch out for our house. We do the same. And if our boys are locked out, they let them use the phone. So to me, good neighbors show up, they listen, they respond, and they do what they can. And that, to me, means that we have a better community. So you all are a great example of that by not just showing up for your own house, your own street, but showing up to talk about the Good Neighbor Awards and how important it is to do this. And I had asked Ben to invite Ron Norfleet, because all I hear is compliments about his yard and how immaculate it is. And he takes pride. He's very clean, too. So he comes in, I'm like, okay. He really takes pride in his, and that's how we are. If my husband sees the neighbors' yards are being cut and ours isn't, he's on the boys like, make sure you cut the yard. We can't be the one without the yard cut. So I think a neighborhood means that all of us are invested in making it as safe as possible. So thank you for sharing that.
I'd like to add one other thing,
yes,
too.
Ma'am.
If you see something, say something.
Yes, ma'am.
A lot of things will happen and will continue to go on if nobody gets into it and says something.
That's right.
And when you speak with your neighbors, you're showing your concern, then they reach out for the same thing.
That's right. That's right. If you see something, say something.
Right.
And that ain't snitching. Snitching is different. But if you're causing harm, or I would want to know who did this to me, that's the respect that we want to have that's reciprocated between everyone. So you're right. If you see, like, I see somebody's kid in the street, I'm going to pull that kid out the street,
right,
walk him back to the house and say, hey, I have an autistic grandson that runs. He'll just take off out of anywhere. And we get worried. And so I would love for someone to bring my autistic grandson back and say, hey, this happened. I'm not going to be mad at you for something he did. But I think sometimes people think you're going to be mad and go off. No, it's my duty to say something because I care about this neighborhood. I care about what I see and what's happening in it. So that's very well said. All right. So, Ben, do you want to go over the categories so that people can understand the different categories?
Yeah. So I think this was a really great way to describe, like, okay, what's a good neighbor? And then so, for example, you don't want to be the one that got the grass that's not cut, right? So a good neighbor could be somebody that keeps their yard really pristine and be like, wow. So we've got, that kind of category. If you see something...
We should use the categories we have, even though we're going to change some of the titles, because it gives a better, like a full description. Because if they go online, right, How are they gonna say that this is what I'm nominating a person?
Yeah,
for?
so there's like the neighborhood beautification. There's those that care for our seasoned folks who do a lot with that. There's those who do things with the young people, right? We have a lot of coaches. We have a lot of youth programming. That's another good one, looking out for the kids in the neighborhood. So the youth advocate. And then there's like showing up to meetings about something that's happening in your neighborhood. You know, we have a lot of, not necessarily as much in District 3, but throughout Jefferson County, a lot of planned developments, a lot of, proposals for something that residents may not want. So not everybody from the neighborhood could go to that community meeting, but somebody could represent your neighborhood. Like,
That's
hey,
right.
we don't want this. So you've got that kind of like accountability neighbor who is willing to go to these meetings and speak up for what your neighborhood wants. So those were some of the categories.
Yeah.
That are online, and please nominate your good neighbors. We want to know if they just cut the grass. Say, hey, I want to nominate them because that's something I don't have to worry about.
And
So-
we recognize, thank you, Ben, we recognize that not everyone is tech savvy or goes online and follows links. And so for those who can't do that, you can call our office, 502-574-1103, and we will make sure that we get you a physical copy. We'll let you know when we'll be in your community for our next meeting. And you can actually come to our district advisory board meetings. We'll have copies of the nomination forms, and you could do it right there. So don't let the technology hold you up from nominating a good neighbor. Call our office. We will get you that nomination, and we will take them over the phone. Jocelyn has our backup number, so if you call the office and we're out, it'll ring to one of the phones she has, and she'll be able to take it for you there. She'll just go in, fill out what you said, and we'll go from there. Don't let anything stop you from nominating your neighbor, because people were so amazed that they got nominated. And it was a beautiful thing to watch at our event when people say, wait, they nominated me, or someone called it in. And don't be afraid to nominate yourself. We consider all nominations to be valid. I mean, if you had 29 in one day, we would probably think that somebody's calling somebody, but we would still be as fair as possible in the selection process. Because when you nominate, state the reason why you're nominating someone. And we want everybody to nominate. So if you know of somebody and they say, look, I don't know how to nominate online, have them call our office. If we even got to give you a physical nomination form, we will. And we always are going to have them at our events that are in the district. We'll have nomination forms. So if you run into our table or you see us out, we will make sure that you can get it, or you can call and we can do it over the phone. I think that's really important to make things accessible to everyone, because not everybody's into the tech stuff. And I get it. It's a lot. So the next thing we wanted to talk about is where the event will be. And then I wanted to talk about what happened at the last event to see if there's some ideas around what we could do different or better this time.
That's exactly what I was about to say. It's like, let's talk about, since we have some good neighbors here, talk about what it was like last year, how fun or maybe not fun it was. I don't know. Maybe I hated it, but maybe not. But what happened last year, what was fun, what you'd like to see this year. This year we're planning to have it at the Heritage, which is right behind Shavley City Hall, on November 29th from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. So the same kind of fall event that we're very excited for. And I know last year we did hoodies and T-shirts and mugs and candles and notebooks,
baskets, yes,
pens and paper and magnets and all kinds of stuff. Now, the councilwoman and I did go back and forth because she wanted to do trophies. I said trophies are like $500 a piece. We can have one good neighbor. So
no, Leslie and them and Dre wanted to do trophies as well, but we started looking at the cost of the trophies. I didn't say trophies as much as I said I wanted it to be significant and something they can use. Because for me, I get awards and stuff all the time, but you know, if I can get a basket that has all these things in there that I could use, from coffee to coffee cups and all, so that's why we ended up on the baskets. But the trophies, some of them range from $100 a piece up into the, so it was like, what's the best way to spend the money? Because we also had to order a new logo. We didn't have any swag. When we came in, we just used what was available in the office. It was really important to me that we just don't come in spending money. We get to know the lay of the land. We see what we got. So everything was there was from Councilwoman Dorsey, former Councilman Kumar Rashad. And so we worked with what we had. but we didn't have anything with our logo to talk about our neighborhoods, that talk about who we were. So that's the only thing that's why we wanted to spend less on awards, because we had to order some swag. We had to order shirts. So we said, let's make everybody a winner. So everybody that got nominated won last time. So depending on the amount of nominations, we might not be able to do that, but we will get as close as we can. And then we also wanted to make sure that people had, things that they can take with them that represents the neighborhoods. And so the hoodies went really quick. The T-shirts as well. And the baskets, there was like 3 or 4 that Dre didn't get to drop off to people. We've since given some of the stuff inside the baskets to people. I think we got like 1 or 2 that are there. So we wanted, they're gone. We gave it all out.
Yeah.
Okay. So we still had a lot of swag left, but it's diminished now, and so we wanted to see what you all think is helpful. Are you like a plaque award person, or a paper, or like a nice substantial award? Because what we want to do is build these awards, like each year, build on it so that they can get bigger and bigger, and then we can go grand. We're gonna have sponsors and make really fancy decisions. But right now, my husband says that I have champagne taste and a beer budget. So right now, we want to think about, it doesn't have to be cheap, but it needs to be something that's significant to communities. So what do you all think?
I think that T-shirts is something that everybody likes, everybody can use. Even if you don't like wearing them, you can use them while you're out there cutting your grass.
Yeah.
Cleaning up your yard. And that's always good. And as far as baskets, you've got a lot of people who do care for the yards, and there's a lot of things that you can put in that basket that is for the yard.
Okay.
That, the little rakes and shovels and gloves and all of that type of things, and you can make a nice basket with those. I think it kind of depends on who that person, what the award is for.
Yeah. Oh, I like that. Yeah. So tailoring it based on the award category.
Right.
I like that. Okay. Look at you. See, this is why we're doing this.
And did you have fun last year? What was?
I had a great time.
Good.
And someone gave me a T-shirt. How about that?
Yes, I'm glad you got one.
I have one. I wear it. I still have my pens. I love my pens.
It.
Yes.
That's great.
Yeah. And I thank you.
Thank you. What do you think, Mrs. Hall?
Well, first of all, thank you. I thought it was fabulous. I had another event to go to, but by the time I got there, I thought that was grand.
Oh,
I don't
great.
know what you're going to do to make it grander.
Well, I appreciate that.
And all the swag, love it. The
Love
hoodies,
it.
the T-shirts,
That's great.
candles, all that stuff that was in the basket.
Yes.
I enjoy all that because I love candles.
I
just
do
like
too.
to light up and just, let the whole room.
I love it. We did some branding, but thank you. It feels weird to be an elected official and have your picture and your face everywhere.
Yes.
So we were going back and forth, and I was like, I don't want my picture on everything. But the name, the district, the neighborhoods, the mugs had the names of our neighborhoods. And I thought that was really good. There was tote bags as well.
Yes.
Did you all like the tote bags? Because I like those too. Did you get one? You should have got one in your basket.
I didn't get any.
Oh, we got
Maybe
We have one upstairs. We will get it.
We gonna
for you.
get. She's getting the tote bag before she leaves today.
I love the tote bag.
Okay.
But when ladies having a cup of coffee in the morning and she's got a mug, it's nice when she's got some friends around who sees that mug and wonder, where did you get that from?
Exactly.
And what did you do to get that?
Yes.
And it puts that idea in her mind as
Ooh,
well.
look, you're just full of, she's a catalyst for ideas. So we liking the totes, we're liking the mugs, and we're liking the gifts to cater towards the category.
Yeah.
So
And
if
the
it's something
t-shirts.
about, and the T-shirts.
That-
Oh, you're making our jobs better. Ben is over there like, yes. He is like, yes. He is praising.
And the pens, and you still haven't spent what you would have.
That's
if you-
right. That's right.
About one of these big awards or something.
I like that. I
And it's
like
something
that.
useful.
Yes, and I like those things you can use. And you just thinking about the mugs. And one of my kids broke a mug, but we still saved it because it lists the neighborhoods on there. My husband was like, "Who broke the handle off of it? We're still going to use this mug." But it is also a awareness and education. People are like, "Oh, I didn't know that neighborhood was in District 3," and so they've been very helpful. T-shirts. People's like always are saying sell shirts. Unless you're in a t-shirt business, full-time, shirts don't really make money, but they're good for messaging. So the fact that people are wearing it, yes, when you're out, like you'll never see me something that says Gucci, Prada, whatever, but you'll see me in a T-shirt with a message, a movement message, the district or something, because I know people read it, and I'm out. Like I just was in D.C. and my shirt said "I love Medicaid," and it had the state of Kentucky with a heart in it. And I was like, and everywhere I went, in the airport, everywhere, people were like, "I like your shirt." So that's what I wear shirts for messaging. So we were really happy to do those T-shirts. So we definitely can do those again. Any other ideas? What about there was hats and sweatshirts?
Yes.
Any thoughts on those?
I enjoyed the hats and sweatshirts as well.
Nice.
Now, the last time we did a grazing board, like for the food, so it wasn't like fully catered.
Because it was between 1 and 3, and so we were like, it's not a meal time like a dinner, and it wasn't breakfast, so it's kind of like grazing, like cheeses, fruits, stuff like that. What did you all think about that? Good question.
I was blown away. That's why I said, I don't know what you're going to do to make it grander. But I just said it was laid out, and I walked in, and it was exciting. When I walked in, everything was jumping.
I love
At the
that.
time I came in.
I love that. So Leslie has been on top of this a lot, and Jocelyn has and they're great friends now, and they talk about all the ideas. One of his ideas was like, Shamika, we need one of the news people. We need a celebrity to be the MC. So we got on it because, you want to get on people's calendars. Okay. We made a call, and we got a confirmation. You want to say?
Yes, we are so excited that we have Alexis Matthews with WLKY who will be hosting our event. So we are so excited about that.
And so we had KJ DJ. She provides her services, so we're going to ask her again. But if not, we're going to ask another. We like to spend, anytime we're spending money from D3, we like to spend it in our district. So with our residents, with our small business owners, we want to lift them up. So like every district advisory board meeting, that food comes from a local D3 business. Because it's important for us to give back and we can't do much for small businesses, but we can support the business, and we show up for their ribbon cuttings. We should also show up to keep those businesses staying, because it's really hard to keep a new business beyond a year or two. And you all see the closings of restaurants, 30-year-old establishments. So it's important that we spend our dollars inside of our district. So if you know about small businesses or anything that can help, from printing companies to whatever, anyone that can help get stuff for the event, please share that with us. And if you're hearing us or seeing us online, please, if you're in District 3, please share about your business. We just co-sponsored what was that called? The Black-Owned Business Awards. And we did that with Councilman Ben Reno Weber, and we helped reimburse them. They've been funding this on their own for 4 years, and they had over 876 Black-owned and minority-owned businesses nominated. Talk about awards, right?
Wow.
And small businesses are the backbone to our neighborhoods, to our district, especially in District 3, because we have a large part of Shavli. Shavli has its own budget, and people are like, what can you do? And it's limited on how much we can do. So we definitely try to lift up the small businesses, from Pales to Compare, to the furniture businesses, to the holistic health businesses. We have a lot of great businesses in District 3. So one of the things that we're going to add is a way to lift up and honor the District 3 businesses at the Good Neighbor Awards, because businesses should be our good neighbors. We should be able to go with them. And we're partnering with Diamond's Barbershop to Jocelyn has been doing a great job connecting us to back-to-school giveaways. So we're going to support those. But they've asked us to be a partner. They're going to give away 500 free haircuts. They're going to do backpack supplies. We'll have a press conference on Friday to announce that. So we're really serious about our partnerships with small business owners, our partnerships with homeowners, with renters. It all matters. And so we really appreciate all the support we've been getting. We'll build this up. And I like the grazing, because I was just like, we don't, budget-wise, she worked with us, and it was amazing spread, and she set it up, and it was easy to take down. People took things with them. I think we should have some more takeaway containers so that people can take the rest of it with them. But it was a really good opportunity. And then Leslie and them had talked about not having it at the same location. We also try to make sure we're giving businesses to locations that rent out their halls and stuff, because that's a good thing too. It helps them sustain their utility bills and all of that. So we are thankful for that place. What was the name of the church? It was a church, then they also rent out the back. I forget the name of it, but it's right across from the golf course. It'll come to me.
Shively Heights, was it?
No, it's did the church change names? So there's a church in the front, and in the back it has a community meeting space. They worked with us. We made a deposit, able to use them, and now we're going to be able to use the Heritage, and that's going to be great. So we're looking forward to this. 1 to 3, November the 29th, right? We want people to bring a friend too. We'll have plenty of room. Bring a friend. You never know who's winning or not, so. The nomination process is something big, so we're going to be talking about that for the next few weeks. And as we get closer to the date, we'll have another press conference. We'll do some things around that. So we'll want to have more people from District 3 back at one of our podcasts as we get closer to that date. Anything else you want to say about the Good Neighbor Awards?
I'm just really excited. I'm glad we have our amazing guests here today.
Yes.
That it has been so wonderful, I think, to get to work with, everybody that shows up and see the power of good neighbors, right? So it makes me really happy to see that. And I did wanted to ask if y'all had any final thoughts about the Good Neighbor Awards, what you want to see, good neighbors, questions, concerns, comments. And then I had a teacher that always so used to say, or snide remarks, but she never wanted snide remarks. So
You were ready for that part. It's that
Good neighbor. I was thinking about getting rid of a bad neighbor.
There are bad actors in every neighborhood, right? So let's call them bad actors in and say, look, we want you to be a good neighbor. A bad neighbor. Okay. I wasn't ready for that. What else? Ben?
I think I'm good. I think that was really great, unless y'all have any... snide remarks are welcome here. No?
We're keeping it very positive. Thank you, ladies.
Yes, but I really...
Any announcements for any events you all have coming up? Any chili cook-offs? Anything? Well, it's too hot for chili, right? Any other events?
Well, sometimes on the weekend I have to hit that chili though.
Yeah, I will tear up on the chili up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hallmark has the bus trip in October.
I don't have the date. That's the reason.
Okay. She said I'm not ready yet.
Okay. Yes.
Anything you want to say about? We're still looking at options for the fence. I think we could put it out. We can need to speak it into being that we're going to get this fence replaced.
Yeah, so what might be easiest at this point, since there is now the neighborhood association, if we can just give money directly to the association. So,
yeah.
If we could figure that out, I would really love that, because then you are empowered to do it in the way that you see fit.
So we're trying to figure out what way to make it work best, and we can get this done in a timely manner. There is a lot of projects in District 3 that have kind of been on hold as we work out the different details, and so this is one of our priorities as well. Because, like I said, we got to be good neighbors to everybody, and there's been a groundswell of people in your neighborhood that says, look, we need this. So we're trying to use every resource we can to get that in the best way possible.
Speaking of tricky neighbors, the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet is not a great neighbor to Jefferson County, in my opinion. So if y'all hear this, KYTC, listening to WLLV, call me, 574-1103.
All right. Well, hey, that's a great way to call them in. When is the next District Advisory Board meeting?
Tuesday, the 22nd. Yes, and that's going to be at Shively City Hall. At 3920 Dixie Highway. I believe we are working on catering. I think we have a couple, not catering, they're not going to come, we're going to go pick it up. But like the food, we're working on that. And we want all the neighbors to come and
so we should name all of the neighborhoods. You started with some, you only missed a couple earlier. been the District 3 neighborhoods. I'm making him show off now.
All right, let's see.
Show off, Ben.
Cloverleaf, Hallmark, Jacobs, Taylor-Berry, South Louisville, and then Shively includes Northwest Rockford, parts of PRP, St. Dennis. What else do we have? We have, I feel like, maybe one or two houses in the Oakdale Wyandotte neighborhood, and then technically,
you said Taylor-Berry too.
Yes, and then technically there are some people, although I know that is not how the neighbors feel, there are some people that conflate like the Park Hill and Algonquin neighborhoods with Hallmark, but
we do have a little bit of Park Hill.
Just like right, because it's right where it turns that corner. And then I'm trying to think of that neighborhood right there off of, it might be Taylor-Berry, right there off Arcade Avenue, like from 7th Street Road to Taylor.
When we went to the Knights of St.
Arcade?
Yeah,
that area?
Yeah. I think that's Taylor-Berry, because it's between...
It's close.
It's between, where the cemetery is, between 7th Street Road and Taylor Boulevard, right there, and then it's got like Arcade, and I think that's Taylor-Berry. Right there, and by William Harrison Park.
Yeah, I know exactly where. And then what about Algonquin? Because I know when we list them, we put Algonquin too. There's a parts, and people still contact me and say that. There's like, I'm over here. I'm like, nope, that side of Algonquin is District 1 or District 6. This is...
Let me ask the Hallmark resident. Is it Hallmark on the other side of Algonquin Parkway?
What is the other side?
Yeah, thank you.
So if I'm going down Algonquin Parkway, and then I can, of course, turn left or right on Dixie from Algonquin. If I'm going the other way,
you're going
north.
West. Is it on the right side, which would be north?
Yes, north. Does the north side of Algonquin, are those Hallmark neighbors?
No.
All right.
Thank you. That's it. She said no explanation necessary.
Perfect. That's the answer I want to. That's the answer I want. So,
and we have 3 metro parks in District 3 that we've been trying to do improvements for. This is really good because when we listed them all, people are like, I don't count. Some people count things, some people don't. And I really think it's the error in redistricting post the census that the people who are making those decisions are not the people from your neighborhood. Right. There are people from other neighborhoods. And then sometimes they have somebody there that has part of a neighborhood. So I think this is really important. That's why we wanted to lift up the neighborhoods in the way we communicate about District 3, because we like even with the air conditioner thing that we just participated in last year. I mean, and one of the news reports said it was only 15 last year. It was more than 15 last year. It's about 70 something last year.
Yeah, total. It may have been like 15 per district.
Yeah, about 15 per district. And then this year I was getting calls and like there's people who are right across the street from our district. So technically they're District 6 or they're District 4 or not 4, but District 6. And we're like, give us those addresses and numbers. Once we go through our folks, we're going to do what we can for them. So this redistricting thing is the last redistrict was 2020.
Well, the 2020 census, so it would have been 21 to 22
So
election.
just think about it. We're 2025, and people still are calling us. We still get mail from the previous council people, but people are still contacting us and don't realize that they've been drawn out of the district or drawn into the district. So we, as a metro council, as city government, we got to do a better job about redistricting because people don't know. And so when they call us, sometimes we have to say, where your district at? Like, what's your address? Look them up, and then we have to let them know, like, especially with the lake situation.
Yeah. I will say I have gotten kind of good at listening to an address and being able to just offhand determine, be like, yeah, or no, that's not our district. If you tell me your address, I can probably tell you. Definitely if you're in District 3 or not, and then maybe, like, inside the Watterson, I could probably tell you what your district is.
And when the news happens and there's a shooting or some act of violence and it's reported, I go, and now some of them I know is completely in our district, but some of them I have to go look it up. You go to LouisvilleKY.gov and then you do your address search, and I look up and it tells you who your council person is, your trash pickup day. So what we do is we tell people when they call our office, we're like, we'll connect them to the district that they should be, or we tell people how to look up their district. More people need to know how to look up their district because it's a lot of streets to remember. I have a pretty good memory, but I'm not remembering all that. I'm gonna be fair. I have a good memory with a lot of things. So you just
Wow.
I told you he be waiting on the snide remarks. Right? I'm glad I love myself. I come in here ready. So thank you all for coming. Do you want to say any closing remarks? This will air next week at 3 p.m. with WLOU /
WLLV.
WLV. Did you get the number together? The 10, what is it? 103 or 10? You got to know the number. You got to tell them the dial.
Are they still on FM and AM? Both?
Yes. So this is the AM one.
1450 AM, isn't it?
He's looking it up now.
Oh, they changed.
I'm going to get that
They
newsletter.
probably changed it. 'Cause I know it used to be 13.
So because we've been trying to promote it to get people to listen to it. And so what we do is share our podcast to those so that people can hear and know about it. And so he's pulling up the flyer and the link. And it'll also be in the next newsletter as well. So there'll be a link to this.
101.9.
Yeah, look at that. See, that's what I'm saying.
101.9.
Teamwork
Thank
makes
you.
the dream work. I was like 103, 109. Thank you. And it's FM. Okay, perfect. And I think they play gospel music because I've listened a couple times as well. Okay. Well, we thank you all for coming. We'll be calling you back. Maybe next time Leslie can make it. I know he was trying.
Yeah. So we will catch up with him. And thank you all for being here. I think this is the right one.